Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And then guess what? Now I am on my second block of my program, which means I take one block as 4 weeks. So I have done 4 weeks already, and the previous session I did an assessment, and then it was really good news or good result for me, at least from my opinion. If you haven't watched, I'll post a link in the description below. I did very well with my assessment. So just to give you a simple summary of my assessment, the first assessment I did was 12 pull-ups, and then I did 17 pull-ups after 4 weeks of training. And then mind you, this training is like maximum 10 minutes long. So it's very short training sessions, and then I managed to progress from 12 to 17. And then for me, that is a very good progression, or a very good progress for my performance. So I'm very happy with that. Investing very little time, 3 times a week of like 6 to 10 minutes session of just upper body training, and I have progressed like more than almost 50% of my pull-up numbers. That is really good. My handstand push-up improved from 1 to 3 reps. That is still very little, 3 reps, but that is from 1, so which is like 3 times. I'm hoping that it will still keep progressing. And then my dips, I progressed from 14 reps to 17 reps. That's plus 3 reps, so that is the least in terms of progression. And my push-up was from 20 repetitions to 38 reps. So you should go and watch my video, even just because I tried to put the video side by side from day 1 and then the 4th week assessment, and then you can see the speed of how I am doing the exercise. That means I have a little bit more power, though I'm not focusing much on power on the movement, but you can just see the strength that I have gained and everything else. So it's really good news. That means if you are on a state where you don't know what program to follow, there's nothing to lose if you follow my program, because it's very easy, it's very doable, and it's very short, right? And then it is very effective. So you go ahead, you can check on the series of the exercises, because I have been videoing all the exercises that I'm doing 3 times a week. I'm posting the videos, and then you can just check it out. You can follow it yourself, and it's just pretty much the same thing with just a little bit of progression. So now here I am on my second block of training. So now that I can do 17 pull-ups instead of 12, the question in my mind is that, can I keep going with my assisted pull-ups, or can I go just to normal pull-ups and then, progress from there? So that's always the tricky part. Shall we progress now, because I'm already like more or less good in a way, because I can do 17 pull-ups, or shall I stick to the assisted pull-ups that I have been doing that made me progress? So that's a simple question that is in my mind right now, that I am not sure if I have decided fully what to do for the next 4 weeks anyway. So that's why I'm just more or less talking out loud or thinking out loud on what to do. But I think for now I will try to do the more conservative version of the progression of the movement, which is I will just do an assisted pull-up still, but then I will progress a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. So just to give you a simple understanding of what I'm gonna be doing, I'll just show you. So the previous session, I was just doing a fully assisted pull-ups, where I did push with my legs a little bit on a bar, which is high enough so that when I'm more or less standing, my chin will be over the bar. So that's the assisted pull-up version that I was doing. So which goes like this. I grab the bar, I place my feet somewhere where if I pull like this and with my legs straight, my chin is more or less over the bar. So that was the version I have been doing. And then this time around, if I keep doing the same version in the rule of we need to progress with the resistance, that means I have to do more repetitions then, right? So the previous block, the first week I was doing 8 of this, then I progressed to 9 and I progressed to 10, which is a very simple linear progression. And then I will just auto-regulate a little bit. If I'm feeling not so good during that day, then it more or less the repetition is like a goal instead of like a black and white prescription. So some days, usually on the first part of the week, I cannot do much, and then slowly my body is adapting into it, and then I can do more. So that means if I'm gonna keep doing the fully assisted pull-ups, then I have to progress from maybe I start with 10, 11, and 12 reps, which is okay, but I feel like it's gonna increase the time of my workout. I wanna make sure that I keep to the same time on my workout session. So I think I will progress a little bit. So what I will do is when I pull, when I am up on the pull up and then on the chin up, I will just lift my feet for half a second, then I put down and then go down. So that means I will have myself like, almost a second of hanging over with my full body weight. So it would look like this. So I go up, then I lift my feet for a second, then I go down. So that will be my progression for now. And then I think the same thing with the dips. I will just go do assisted dips here like this. Then I go up and then I will just lift my feet a little bit, like maybe just, just before I straighten my elbow. So I have a little bit of that intensity increase. That's how I'm going to be progressing my movement. That is for me just to slow down a little bit of the intensity, because I really don't want to push my body too much, just to make sure that I don't get injured. And at the same time, I know that the previous training block gave me a lot of like progress from just the number. So why do I have to reinvent the whole thing? I will just gently progress a little bit, for the main reason that I don't want to increase the reps. I would like to increase the reps if I have more time, but it's going to be a little bit longer time. And then for me to discipline myself to do consistently with a longer time, I think I will have lesser compliance. So shorter workout will be better for me. So I think that will be the case right now. And then let's see how it goes during the next few sessions. Then I will decide whether I'll stick to this one or maybe I will adjust a little bit. But that's it. Okay, so let's get started now. As usual, I will... now, 1 second. The pike push-up, I'm not so sure how I will progress there. Okay, the pike push-up, I don't have much progression in terms of I can go like this. Just raising my leg a little bit. Okay, what I will do with the pike push-up is I will just elevate my feet a little bit. Hopefully I don't bend my knees too much that it will offset the elevation of my feet. And then that should be a good progression for now to get it done, because I don't think I'm ready to do a handstand push-up. It's just 3 reps and then might be too ugly to show you. So I'll keep doing with the pike push-up. I think the pike push-up is also working very well. And then, yeah. So that's it. Let me start with my exercises. I aim to do 8 reps again. And let's see if 8 reps will be either too much or too easy. Let's see. So this is part assessment, part testing on where I will be working. It's always like that on the first session that I'll do for my own program, and then let's see, and then you'll be here with me to see me struggling and contemplating a little bit with my workout. I'll get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's pretty doable. Oh, it's a bit harder than I expected. I may have to change this version. Ooh. I'm gonna change that one. I'm gonna do it on the floor first because it was first 2 sets was very hard. So what I'll do for now, I don't have any choice, or I don't have any option in my mind. I'll stick to 2 sets there. 1 set, the last set will be just 8 reps here. All right, first exercise done. Just trying to time myself here. How much rest do I really need? Okay, so I think the assisted pull-up with a little bit of an elevation of the feet is just, I think it's a good variation. It's doable, a bit tiring, but not as much. But the pike push-up with the feet elevated on the first bar of my stall bar is a little bit too much, surprisingly. And then you know how weak I am with my overhead push. So I think I will have to find a way. I may have to find just a short wooden block to elevate a little bit, just for the point of progression. Of course, another way to progress with the pike push-up is actually just doing it a little bit more proper, where I load my arms a little bit more, but then proper form sometimes will be hard to monitor for me if I'm doing this one back to back. So I would put more of the challenge in terms of the position of where my feet will be. I think that's a better idea. So I think that's those are the 2 exercises that I would like to go for this time around. Let's see if I can find something better in the next session. All right. Normally I rested around 90 seconds there. So same thing with next pair. I will be doing just assisted dips and assisted chin-ups. Eight.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back ever again.
Okay.
You can't stop what's moving, you can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the obstacles. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend of me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the gas, I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can
It was
move
just
on
about
fast,
right.
does it make you feel better? You can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and
Okay. I think 8 reps was just nice for the intensity that I have done, except for the pike push-ups. I think I will stick to everything. I'll just have to find a better way where I can mount my leg or my feet onto the, just to elevate a little bit, and then the same thing. Okay, so now the final work, I would be just doing the same as the push-ups. So if you remember the previous sessions, I was trying to lower my hands down every time I get to 50 reps on the push-up. So I was somewhere here on the last proper training block, proper training session before I did my rest week. Then now I am technically here. So I think the last record I've had was 40 reps on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if I might be doing a little bit less today, because firstly I have rested, and then I'm doing a little bit harder versions of the exercises from the first 4 exercises. So let's see. But I'll try to get 50, then I can progress to the floor.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging
15.
my life and I won't look back ever again. Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am.
26.
I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing.
Ooh. That's 30 reps only there. That definitely is a lot harder. So, I mean, I could be a little bit more fatigued from all the previous exercises, which was expected. So, that's 30 there. Hopefully I could progress every session, considering that I will be just doing the same on the first 4 exercises. And then, yeah, let's see what I can achieve for this training block. I'm really hoping that this will continue to progress nicely. Of course, the same as any training program, the first few months of when you are going back to your exercises, especially if you have stopped for a while, the progress is actually very high. And then there will be that diminishing return as you stick on with your program. The longer you are in your program, there will be lesser and lesser progress. So that is pretty much expected. That's why I have to fine-tune a little bit of the intensity. But I'll take whatever I have right now. I have progressed like almost 50%, or sometimes more than 50% of my volume on the first assessment. So I'm very happy with that. I'm just hoping that this will continue to progress, especially with a very short training session that we are doing. And then, yeah, so that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next training session. Bye.